Hey, my name's Emily and you're watching Get Offset. And I have a Zoia. I I've been really curious about them for a long time. I know that they're kind of similar to the polydigit that I demoed, which is a multi-effect pedal where you build your own signal chains. The digit's really focused on reverb. This is the Zoia, which I understand to be a little bit more like a modular synth. I don't know much about modular synths. So it's a little crazy for me to get this pedal that's essentially a little baby modular synth. But I want to do a series of videos kind of showing my progress with this pedal. So I've had a couple sit-down sessions with it, and I really want to show off the things that I've learned and that I know. So I don't really want to go through all of the presets quite now, but you can scroll through them like that. You select them there, and you can turn them on there. So I think that the best way to start with the Zoia is to learn how to build your own patch, learn the absolute building blocks of creating a patch, and kind of work from there. So this is going to be kind of tricky. I am not sure I'm going to be on the screen the whole time because I'm going to be looking at this. I'm kind of looking at it upside down, which is weird. So please just be like uber patient with me. I have, I'm doing my best. So this is the knob. This is the only knob on the whole pedal. And you can scroll through the patches like that. So there's a lot of presets that I would love to get involved with sometime, but not right now. So I'm going to go to a new patch, and there are two things you need in any patch on Zoia. You need an input and you need an output, and anything can go in the middle. That's if you're using it like a pedal. I'm not even going to get into like the adding oscillators and tuning oscillators yet, but that is something I would like to get in at some point. So, like with the digit, you always have inputs over there and you always have outputs, but you do have to connect them still. And with the Zoia, you have to create your inputs because you're not always going to use an input. So that would be, scroll to the top. So you have all these little different things in there, but let's just stick to the top. And I'm going to now scoot my face out of frame. And I'm going to find the audio input, and that's what that is. And it's not a stereo input. I'm only plugged into the left, so it takes up one block. All right. Now I'm going to go, and I want to do stereo outputs. Oh no, see, what did I do? I didn't hit done. So you gotta scroll back to the top and hit done. See, I make mistakes. And then there's that little red guy. Now I'm going to go down here to do the output because I just find that to be easier. And I want it to be a stereo output. So I again select, I'm going to scoot out of frame again. Interface modules, audio output. I could change the color if I want, but Andrew would get mad if I moved it from orange, and channels stereo. So that's what I want. Look at me, I've changed my angle some so I can lean over and still be in frame. I'm sure I'll be very flattering every time I lean over. So we have our input. It's a little faint, but you can still see them. And our output. And if we tap on our input, it's not connected to anything. So to connect the two, I would need to hold. But let's just illustrate how it's not making any sound yet. So I'm on bypass. So let's turn the pedal on. What's cool is you can see, because I've clicked on the input, you can see the little waveforms when I make sound. So that's how you know it's working. And if I click over here, nothing. But you can kind of see that pulsing every time something goes through it, which I think is really cool. It's that little visual key, that little visual cue, hint that things are working. So if I want to connect these two, you tap, you hold them both down, you press them both at the same time. That's probably loud. But since I want to put an effect between them, I'm going to put the guitar down, and I'm going to break these chains. So I'm going to select, press both down on both of those. I'm going to go to Shift, and I'm going to go up here to Delete. So that deleted the connection. And but when I hit Input again, it's still showing that they're connected because it's lighting up. So things will light up when you touch them to visualize like what they're attached to. So when you're going through existing patches, that's how you reverse engineer them a little bit. So I'm going to click those, going to go to Shift, and I'm going to go to Delete again. And now, turn up my volume. Once again, no sound, just like we want it to happen. So I'm now going to add, there are two things I want to do. I want to add a nice slow panning tremolo because it's one of my favorite sounds in music. And I want different reverbs on the trail of each side. So I think that'll be kind of cool to do. So I'm first going to click here. So I'm going to have the tremolo here, the reverb 1 there, and reverb 2 there. So they're all going to have their own line. You can do separate pages, so that would be a new page on the same one. So you can get like really involved, but you always need to be within your CPU memory. So there's only so much memory that you can put in each patch. So you can still do a lot with the memory that is there, but you need to, like, there's only so much space that can fit it. Physically, like if you imagine your physical pedal board, you can only fit so many pedals on there. So you have to make some decisions sometimes. So let's go to effect modules. And let's find tremolo. So you can see here, there's tone control, delay with modulation, a ping pong delay, overdrive and distortion, fuzz, compressor, gate, which might be kind of fun to put at the end of the reverbs, and plate reverb, hall reverb, room, ghost verb, reverb light, phaser, chorus, vibrato, flanger, tremolo, envelope filter, ring mod, and cab sims, which are actually pretty cool also. Might add one of those, but let's go tremolo. It is, I think that says mango. I'm trying to read upside down, so I hope you're impressed with my ability to read upside down. And that's 1 in, 1 out, so we want to change that to 1 in, 2 out. And we can change the type, or like the voicing of it, so we can do square wave, Fender-ish, Vox-ish, triangle, sine. I want to do a Fender-ish. And control rate. Alright, so let's just keep it easy. Alright, so there are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little guys. There we go here. So this is, each box has a designated like parameter. You can think of most of them as knobs, but they're also inputs, outputs. So this is the tremolo in. We want to connect that to our audio in. That is the rate. Let's make it nice and slow. And you tune this here to get big changes, and you can fine tune there if you press down. So let's make it really slow. The depth, I want insane depth. I just want complete depth. And then these are the outs. You have a left out and a right out. Cool. But let's add another module. Let's add that reverb we were talking about. So effect module, let's go with a, it's room. Let's go with a plate reverb. It shows you how much space it'll take up, and you can move it around if you want. So let's just keep it on its own. So let's do plate reverb, color yellow, and that's it. One in, one out. So now we're going to find the input, which is always the first one. And then I'm going to connect that to the left out. Cool. And so we also have, we have two ends, it looks like. Plate reverb, audio in, right? You know, it just is defaulting to stereo, so it's going to get that. All right. They're both going to have the same input. So you can see the inputs there, you can see the inputs there. And then the other out has no inputs yet. So then I'm not going to really mess around with the decay time or any of the other parameters. Mix is fine. And then there's a left and right out. And those are both going to go because we want this to be a panning tremolo. What I could have done is I could have assigned the left and right separately, and then it would be the same kind of reverb, probably with some stereo differences. But that's not what I want to do for absolutely no reason. So both of the outputs are going to go there. So that means we're probably going to start getting sound because I've officially connected something to the output. That's a really fast rate, and that is the opposite of what I intended. Hearing it in one ear? Good, because I haven't connected anything to the other output yet. Keep up. So I'm going to click on this new module, going to go back to effect modules, and let's do on the other side, I'm scrolling the wrong way because I'm upside down. Let's do a ghost verb. And let's actually put that, yeah, let's leave that there. So ghost verb, color lime, one in, one out. So this is not going to have the same situation that we had before. It's going to be one in, one out. So ghost verb, that's the in. This is the unconnected out of my tremolo. Connect them. And then I'm just going to leave all those parameters the same, find my out, and connect it. So let's look at the signal chain. Everything's going into my tremolo, and my tremolo left and right, my tremolo left is going to the plate reverb. My tremolo right is going to the ghost reverb. The outputs of my plate reverb are going into one ear, and the output of my ghost verb is going into the other. So let's see if that worked. I'm terrified. I think I just screwed up the depth, so and it's the depth that I want at 1. Alright. Not bad for like essentially a first patch. So hope that all made sense. Cool. Yeah, so I mean I could keep playing around with this. We could break some of these outputs and add a cab sim just to see how that sounds. Oops, did not do that right. Alright, let's go back to the correct page. Yeah, connect the, select those. Great. So those aren't connected to anything. Click over there, go to effects, go all the way to the bottom for cab sim. And then you can select different types of cab sims. You got 4x12 full, 2x12 dark. You can, they have lists on their website of all of their like little module guys. Let's do the lo-fi in one ear. And let's do the lo-fi. Can I do stereo? Oh, I can. Sick. All right. Let's go to done. Great. Actually, so we need to connect our inputs first. So one reverb. And then other reverb. Nope, that's not working. Oh, that's dumb. It's because there we go. So it won't let you make connections that don't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for my output to go to another output. So it just wouldn't let me do that. And that's neat. So then I have my left and my right output. Beautiful. All right, well that was my first patch on video. That's essentially a recreation of the first patch I did, period, just because that's something I really like doing, the hard panning tremolo with the separate left and right reverbs. And I'm pretty sure that sounds like it was probably the patch I did on the poly digit. So yeah, that's a starter. Eventually I want to get more into going through like what the different types of reverb sound like. Like how do I go in and edit this cab sim? Don't you want to know? You select it, up arrow, and then there's a little edit icon. So then I could go through and change. So that is how you can like A/B test things, like sine waves, different reverb types, different anything. That's how you do it. I also very much want to get into the world of understanding modular synths. Last night I went through and made from a tutorial, made a dub siren, which I didn't know was a thing, using oscillators and press buttons and things like that. And this morning I couldn't quite replicate it. So I have a lot, like I couldn't replicate it from memory, so I wouldn't want to show it to you. But yeah, that was just the first video in the series I'm going to do of my journey with the Zoia. It's not as scary as it looks. Once you understand the language of it, it becomes really intuitive. And you can start doing things like quickly and willy-nilly. I still haven't gotten to the point where I'm like comfortable moving between two pages. But yeah, it's fun. It's really neat. And thanks. Please like, comment, subscribe below if you're interested in buying a Zoia. I know they're hard to find right now. You can get them on Reverb. And if you really want to get one on Reverb after watching this video, please use the link in the video description. It really helps the channel out when you buy with our affiliate link. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, I'm Emily. Goodbye.